answer some more questions, because I still have a lot in my box. I am probably going to make 2 videos, maybe 3, hopefully only 2. But I have a lot of questions in my box about depression and my experiences with that, so I'm probably just going to make one video with all of those questions, I guess. So, first question is, how did you manage romantic relationships while you were depressed? I've been dealing with severe clinical depression and anxiety for about 4 years. I've sort of resigned myself to being a single virgin for the rest of forever. Partly because it's exhausting to be around anyone for more than a few hours, but also because I feel super guilty asking anyone, even my best friend, to try and handle me and my baggage. I'm scared I'll never be with someone emotionally and physically. Of course you think that you're sad. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. I understand feeling bad about the idea of, like, putting your baggage on other people. But we all have our fucking baggage. All of us. Some of us have more drama in our lives than others. But don't just, like, completely shove yourself in a corner and say, this is never going to happen for me because you're sad, because that's just not true. You're still you. There's still, like, qualities and traits that you have that are appealing. And there's lots of people in this world who are sad. There's a ridiculous amount of people in this world who are fucking horribly depressed. And they can have really great and really healthy relationships. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do that and finding somebody who's actually worth your time and who's willing to kind of open themselves up to you and extend themselves to you and be a partner for you. Being a partner for anyone takes a lot of time and work. And I really feel like if you're going to be in a good relationship with somebody, you have to take the good with the bad. And there's always going to be bad. Always. Now, as for myself, I've only ever really been depressed once in my life. There were many times I thought I was depressed when I was younger, and it wasn't until I was actually depressed where I was just like, holy fucking shit. Holy fucking shit. I am so, like, just overwhelmingly sad. So it wasn't until I was actually depressed that I realized, like, oh, this is what depression is. I was depressed for about 2 years. And I wasn't in a relationship for most of that time. I stepped into a relationship with someone, my past partner Jeff, and that kind of caught both of us off guard. But that kind of happened as I was coming out of my depression, and it kind of hindered me from, like, really actually coming out of it. That wasn't really the healthiest relationship, though, for a number of reasons. And in a lot of ways, that relationship really brought me down in a lot of ways, and it was a very humbling experience, which is something that I absolutely appreciate, but I think the timing on it was just not good. Just to be down, like, trying to get back up and sort of, like, slowly climbing your way back up, and then having this, like, not so great relationship just kind of, like, yeah, it wasn't good. I'm one of those people, when I'm in a relationship with somebody, I kind of get really, really caught up in them. And so he had a lot of my focus. So I wasn't for the first few months, I wasn't even really focusing on myself. He definitely had my attention. So I wasn't really thinking about my depression or anything like that. It was still there, but it wasn't overwhelming me or anything. It just wasn't being really paid attention to or dealt with. I don't really know that I'm the best person to give advice on this, because I don't really feel like I don't really feel like I have much experience with that. I've had a number. Actually, I think all of my partners that I've ever had have suffered from some form of depression. So I think I would be, I can tell you, as somebody who seems to be attracted to that, I don't know if it's like in the pheromones or what, but I love me some sad motherfuckers, for real. But I can tell you that that is not something that I even, that is like even a thought to me. That does not make somebody undesirable to me at all, in the least. Especially now that it's something that I understand. It can definitely be difficult at times, being in a relationship with somebody who does suffer from that. But I think relationships are just difficult in general, like as a whole. Like I said, you have to take the good with the bad, and some things are harder than others. So don't discourage yourself. Don't put yourself in a corner. Don't completely just alienate yourself because you're sad. Because there's a lot of fucking people in this world who are sad, and that does not make you undesirable at all. So just, you've got it. You just got to be patient. You just got to wait for it. It'll happen. Next question. When you were depressed, was it cyclical? Was it a cyclical situation where you went in and out of it every few months? I'm currently struggling with falling into my second spell of depression in the past year, and I find it more hopeless. Feeling than the last time. Probably because I understand what is happening this time, yet cannot figure out how to intervene. I am rambling, but I just really wanted to know if you had experienced this, and if you had any anecdotes on if you had any anecdotes about how you handled it, felt about it, etc. Why can't I fucking read today? Absolutely. It absolutely did, like, I wouldn't say it was cyclical, but I would definitely say it came in waves. So for me, it would be like, fuck, this sucks, fuck, this sucks. okay, I'm feeling better. No, I'm not. No, yeah, no. Yeah, it was just a whole lot of like, I'm better, I'm not. And eventually, it took me a couple of times of having that happen to me until I realized, like, oh, okay. So some days are going to be easier than others. Some weeks are going to be easier than others. But I was always just trying to be really optimistic. Like, I'm feeling better. I'm coming out of it. And then I wouldn't. And I would just be like, okay, I'm just going to go lay in bed and, like, not fucking move. So I definitely experienced that. It didn't happen like months apart. It was more like weeks, sometimes days, but usually weeks. It feels bad, I know, but it does get better, I can tell you that. I know it's like there's a lot of things that come into play with depression, and it's something that can be very complicated. It's something that can be like totally reactionary to something. For instance, my depression was triggered by the loss of my marriage. Whereas some people are just, it's completely like hormonal and biological. It's something that's completely, has nothing to do with their life really at all. Granted, there are some things that, there are some things in your life that can make it easier or more difficult to deal with. But I have experienced this. I can say it gets better. I don't really have any anecdotes. I can just say, ride the wave and just try to be as optimistic as possible, be encouraging of yourself. I know it can be hard sometimes, but it really does make a difference. Try to take care of yourself, be kind to yourself, love yourself. And I know that one can be the hardest, but I feel like it does the most for you. I hope you feel better. I feel you. I know where you're at. It fucking sucks. It feels really awful. But I feel you. Okay. Those are the only 2 depression questions that I pulled out of here, so I'm going to cut this off and then answer some other ones. Bye!